10 Star Wars characters who deserve the Darksaber instead of Din or Bo-Katan. The Darksaber is a deadly and unique blade weapon in The Mandalorian, and many characters from the Star Wars films could wield it. The Mandalorian is an action-packed Star Wars TV show that features an impressive array of spaceships, weapons, and planets to make the Star Wars universe deeper and more diverse than ever, including the introduction of new deadly weapons like the Darksaber. This black-bladed weapon is the Mandalorian culture's answer to the lightsaber and is absolutely terrifying in battle. Here are the 10 best character introductions in The Mandalorian. The Darksaber can cut through almost anything, and only the most worthy Mandalorians can wield it, like Din Djarin and his ally, Bo-Katan Kryze. It is an important part of Mandalorian culture, but as a weapon, the Darksaber would be better suited in the hands of characters from the Star Wars films who could wield it with great skill. Most of them are already talented Jedi or Sith Lords, or admirers of such, who are accustomed to bladed weapons and staffs. In 10th place, Count Dooku. Count Dooku was once a Jedi Master and personally trained Qui-Gon Jinn before falling to the dark side and adopting the name Darth Tyrannus. Dooku was highly skilled with the Force and was an intelligent leader, but above all, he was respected and feared as a swordsman. Count Dooku could defeat almost anyone in a lightsaber duel, and he could even handle Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker simultaneously. A master duelist like Count Dooku definitely deserves a chance to claim the Darksaber and test it in a combat arena. In 9th place, Chirrut Imwe. Chirrut Imwe was not Force-sensitive and couldn't use any Force powers, but he strongly believed in the Force on a spiritual level, allowing him to become a master warrior despite his lack of sight. Chirrut appeared in the 2016 film Rogue One, a Star Wars story, as one of Jyn's most trusted allies, and he did it all with just a staff. Chirrut is almost like a Jedi, using a melee weapon and Force-inspired elegance to defeat the forces of evil and defend the innocent. His skills would certainly be worth it if he also managed to obtain the Darksaber somehow, and he could easily cut down entire squads of Jedi with it, given the chance. In 8th place, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi always favored peace over violence as a true Jedi Knight, but he was also a talented swordsman who faced many deadly Sith Lords and survived. He was the first Jedi to kill a Sith in 1,000 years on Naboo, for example, and also defeated Darth Vader/Anakin on Mustafar. A noble and trustworthy Jedi like Obi-Wan could certainly be entrusted with the Darksaber, although he would be cautious at first, and there would be a learning curve. After all, the Darksaber only becomes light and agile if the user agrees to relate to it rather than fear or resist it. In 7th place, Mace Windu. Mace Windu was a member of the Jedi Council and a highly regarded swordsman. Mace was wise and powerful in many aspects, but he was most famous for his lightsaber duels, including the use of unconventional forms of lightsaber combat with a touch of the dark side. Mace was known for his distinctive purple lightsaber, but he would also feel comfortable wielding the Darksaber if he came across it. A wise Jedi Master like him would certainly figure out how to relate to this legendary Mandalorian weapon and make good use of it in battle. In 6th place, Rey. Rey was born as a nobody scavenger on Jakku, then escaped the planet aboard the Millennium Falcon with Finn before finally finding Luke Skywalker to train with him. Rey was naturally strong with the Force and quickly learned about lightsaber combat and the Force from Luke and Leia. Rey had good instincts with lightsabers, to the point of at least surviving against Kylo Ren without any formal training. She now wields a yellow-bladed lightsaber, but if she were to come across it, Rey could also be trusted to wield the Darksaber and use it with grace and finesse to defend the galaxy. In 5th place, Yoda. Master Jedi Yoda disliked combat, but if necessary, he would draw his green lightsaber and face the strongest warriors of the dark side, including Count Dooku and even Darth Sidious himself. However, Yoda lost his lightsaber during his duel with Sidious and fled Coruscant without it. Yoda is the greatest duelist of the Jedi Order, and he is wise enough to understand what exactly the Darksaber expects from its wielders. If necessary, Yoda would claim this Mandalorian weapon and use it to defeat Sidious once and for all in grand style. In 4th place, Darth Maul. Darth Maul is not noble enough to use something like the Darksaber to fight for Mandalorian culture or even protect anyone else, but Maul would still love to wield it. Darth Maul is famous for his double-bladed lightsaber, though he at least practiced with the Darksaber out of curiosity. More than anything, Darth Maul is a combat enthusiast who enjoys lightsaber duels and other battles, so the Darksaber is perfect for him. That, combined with his pure aggression and force talents, would make Darth Maul one of the most practical wielders the Darksaber could desire. In third place, Qui-Gon Jinn. Obi-Wan's master, Qui-Gon Jinn, was an exemplary Jedi who favored diplomacy and defense but was also capable of combat if a mission went wrong. In the Star Wars prequel trilogy, for example, he hoped to negotiate with the Trade Federation, so he ignited his green lightsaber for many battles to come. Qui-Gon is a wise, practical, and intelligent Jedi who would have no trouble mastering the Darksaber and forming a bond with it. He would also use this weapon as a teaching tool for Obi-Wan and teach Obi-Wan to form a bond with his lightsaber without allowing it to control him. In second place, Luke Skywalker. The hero of the original Star Wars trilogy, Luke Skywalker, quickly learned the ways of the Jedi from Obi-Wan and Yoda so he could face his destiny against Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. Luke has always been a fighter since he didn't have the benefit of a Jedi Order to back him up in negotiations. Luke, as an action hero, has what it takes to wield the Darksaber and relate to it as a Jedi hero who fights head-on against the forces of darkness. Luke may find the aesthetics and name of the Darksaber disturbing, but it would still be a heroic weapon in his hands, not a tool of destruction. In first place, Darth Sidious. Personally, Sheev Palpatine/Darth Sidious doesn't particularly enjoy lightsaber combat and prefers the Force and Sith alchemy as a wizard-style villain. Still, if the Jedi were to corner him, Sidious would ignite his elegant red lightsaber and cross blades even with Mace Windu and Yoda to protect his new empire. Darth Sidious would naturally love a weapon like the Darksaber, even though physical weapons are not his strong suit. He has the wisdom and confidence necessary to relate to the Darksaber at once, and he would relish in massacring the members of the Jedi Council with his black Mandalorian blade. Do you think someone was left out of this list? Let us know in the comments.